The great philosopher Aubrey Drake Graham once said that I started from the bottom, but now I'm here. And I think what Drake was trying to say is, I've been through a few things. You might look at my life now and see what I've achieved and see what I have and think, what an overnight success. But you might not understand how long the night was. You see, there are four stages in life. And most people go through four stages. Most people go through something before they get to the final stage. I want to talk to you about the four stages of life. Now, some people never reach that final stage. It's there, but after we go through the four stages, you can decide whether you intend to reach it or not. The first stage is called struggling. The second stage is called stability. The third stage is called success. And the fourth stage, that's significance. Let's talk about that first stage, struggling. Ooh. Nobody really wants to struggle, but that's part of the process. And some of you are frustrated right now because you are firmly entrenched in that struggling stage. You don't have the money you want. You don't have the job you want. Your relationships seem to be off kilter. It seems like nothing is going right and you're struggling. If you go through any of the things that I'm about to read off to you, you're probably in the struggling phase. Because in the struggling phase or stage, this is what you might look like. I don't have the finances I want. I'm financially stressed. I'm wondering how I'm going to make it. I have fear of permanent failure. I'm tired of the struggle. I'm not sure of my career path. I see my friends and family and others around me making it. What's wrong with me? Am I the only one? Am I doomed to stay here for the rest of my life? That's struggling. Let me tell you a personal story. I can remember when my oldest child now was a newborn baby, and I was firmly in the struggling stage. I had a minimum wage job, and I was going to school at night. And I think what happened is it was the winter of 77, 78, and there was a blizzard. And I had to get my child some milk, but I didn't have enough money to buy my child some milk. So I gathered up some pop bottles, gathered up some milk bottles, and with the deposit money, I'd have enough money to get my son some milk. And so I'm struggling through the snow because my car wouldn't run. I'm struggling through the snow, and I finally make it to the store, and I go to open the door, and one of the pop bottles falls, and I don't have enough money now to buy the milk. And I walk into the store and I tell the lady what happened, and graciously she gives me the money so I can buy my son some milk. Struggling. I can remember going to Ohio State University, and they used to have a place up on North High Street in Columbus, Ohio, that where you could sell plasma. I'm not talking about the plasma TV. We didn't have plasma TVs back then, but you can go and you could pretty much sell blood. Struggling. I can remember when my gas was off, or my water was off, or my electric was off, or I didn't have enough gas to put in my car to make it to work. Struggling. I'm not there now, but I know what it's like. And what I found is this. If you pass certain tests, whether you're in school or in life, you can move to the next phase. If you right now are in the struggling phase, these are the things that you have to learn to manage. You have to learn how to manage your time. You have to learn how to manage your money. And you have to learn how to manage relationships. Those are the three areas of life that will keep you in the struggling phase forever until you learn how to manage those three things. Now, each of us know people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and I may dare say 70s that are in the struggling phase. That's because certain tests have to be repeated until you pass them. Now, once you're out of the struggling stage, the next stage is stability. I don't have everything I want, but I'm stable. I don't have everything I want, but I'm not having to ask mom and dad for a loan every other week. I'm not hitting up my friends for money to keep my cell phone on. I'm not begging Peter and Paul and Mary so I can pay my rent. I'm stable. I have a job, and I live within my means because I've learned how to manage money. I live within my means. I'm productive, and I'm able to take care of myself day in and day. I'm stable. Now, if you're in the stable phase, this is what that might look like. You might have steady employment. You can pay your bills. You've developed a pattern of life. You've learned how to manage finances. You've learned how to manage relationships. And you're developing plans for your future. Those of you who have taken the time to write your mission statement, to look at your vision statement, to look at your SWOT analysis, you are well on your way, my friend, to stability. But you don't want to stop there. I know you've passed struggle now. You've passed stability. What's the next phase? The next phase is success. In his book, Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell says, it takes 10,000 hours to be successful in something. And so Michael Jordan was in the gym by himself, shooting free throws, shooting jump shots, when nobody was looking, for 10,000 hours before he made the championship shot. Tiger Woods was on the putting green on the golf course for 10,000 hours before he put on the green jacket. Bill Gates was studying mainframes and software for 10,000 hours before Microsoft. Are you willing to put in the time to be successful at anything? There are too many people today that for some reason that believe that if I start something, it'll be successful in a week or 2 or 3. It doesn't work like that. If you want to be successful, go back to your mission statement, look at the vision statement, consider the SWOT analysis, create your strategy, follow your objectives and your goals, and have some stick-to-itiveness. Take 10,000 hours to really become great at something, and you'll be on your way to success. But that's not the last stop. Stability is great. Success is better. But how many of you want to live a life of significance? Significance is when I'm not doing things because it makes my wallet fatter. I'm not doing things because it adds dollars to my bank account. I'm doing something because it will help those around me. As a matter of fact, it might even help those that are unyet born. And that's what Emerson was saying. Let me read this real quick. He said, do not go where the path may lead, but go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. In other words, he wasn't just concerned about his journey. He was concerned about the journey of those behind him. That's significance. Dale Carnegie said he looked at all of his millions and all of his wealth and said the person that dies with this much wealth dies in shame. Why? Because he felt that if he'd been given that much resources, that many resources, he ought to do something with it. Significance is what drives Bill Gates, what drives Warren Buffett, what drives any person with significant wealth to just give it away. Significance. My friend, there are 4 stages in life. And I don't know which stage you're in at the moment, but I do know this. If you focus on your goals, on your objectives, on the 10,000 hours it takes, if you focus on passing whatever tests need to be passed, you can move from where you are to where you want to be.
Reuel Barksdale is an organizational development specialist with over 30 years of corporate experience. As an assistant vice president of a Fortune 500 corporation, he had direct responsibility for the design, development, implementation, and evaluation of strategic organizational goals. Mr. Barksdale had complete responsibility for regional and corporate level management of human resources training in sales, marketing, management, and diversity. Mr. Barksdale is currently a tenured professor at the Business Programs Department at Columbus State Community College in Columbus, Ohio. He teaches organizational behavior, business management, interpersonal skills, and human resources management. Recent accolades include the 2011 Columbus State Community College Distinguished Teaching Award and being recognized as a Teacher of Excellence in the 2012 Ohio Magazine. Mr. Barksdale earned his Bachelor of Science degree at Franklin University and his Master of Science in Administration degree at Central Michigan University. Mr. Barksdale also attended Ohio University studying the Higher Administration Doctoral Program. We present this video series as an aid to assist you and your organization to help achieve the goals moving you from where you are to where you want to be.